Hey everyone, I'm Columbus Queen Warren, living in the city of Cleveland, in the state of Cleveland, in the United States of Cleveland. And, oh no, we got lose China! We got lose China! Well, Robin Williams, it was his birthday, posthumous birthday a while back, but yeah. So pretty soon it's going to be the 7th anniversary where he said goodbye. One of those people who try to make everyone happy, but can't. But there's one person he could never make happy, and which is disappointing. But so I'm gonna review my favorite Robin Williams movie of all time. Doubtfire, my dear. You'll put me at Doubtfire. This is Doubtfire. Surprise! So it's my favorite Robin Williams film. It also stars Sally Field, Matthew Lawrence, and Pierce Bronson. Who later became the James Bond of the 90s. I'll have martini, shaken, not stirred. But interesting, Williams doesn't take Connery. Morning party. So, well, the movie is also directed by Chris Columbus, the guy who gave us the Home Alone films. It begins with a Chuck Jones cartoon, as a matter of fact. Brian Williams is playing Daniel Hilliard, who's a voice actor, who sings Big Figaro, Figaro. Yay! I'm singing for Yay! He's doing all the voices in this cartoon, and then when he sees Pudgy the parakeet smoking a cigarette, he decides to ad lib because it's like, oh no, I don't want to get big cancer. Oh my god, here we go again. That's what the guys are saying. This is when you could smoke inside a building in San Francisco in the 90s. True. So, Daniel quits because his opinions were too strong and so he decides to pick up his children from school, and so Chris, Lydia, and I think I've got what the other kid, the youngest one. So, but since Daniel knew that Chris was having a birthday, he thought, "Hey, why don't we have a? They do. Why don't we have a party?" But Lydia said, "No parties until Chris's grades get up." But Mom isn't going to be home for a few hours. Here's Danny. And so there's this giant party, and there's a small animals, farm animals, and Miranda, but their neighbor, which is played by Collie Holiday, decides, oh dear. So she calls the office, even though where you see Miranda Hilliard doing some work, and she hears that Stuart Dunmire wants to have, is returning to her life again, which I'll explain a little bit later, but she gets an emergency call from her neighbor, and the cops are there trying to stop the party, but Miranda does, even though the horse eats the cake. It looks like carrot cake too. So, well, but it was like party's over. But Daniel and Miranda have an argument, and it's like, come on, let's work this out. But Miranda says, we can't work this out anymore. It's too late. So she takes the easy way out and files for divorce. And children are upset because, divorce is a bad thing. It happens to everyone. Everyone. So call Corbell and Corbell or something like that, or C and C or C and D. I could make something like that later. But so Daniel's with his gay brother Frank. Well, this is San Francisco, so. But again, Frank says, you can always live with us. You can live with your mom too. And Daniel's like, no. I know Miranda. She'll blow it all over. Unfortunately, the divorce has been at the hearing. Miranda gets custody because Daniel doesn't have a job a concrete job. So he was upset. And now the thing is, the marriage is now all over, and Daniel is saying goodbye, everyone. But we're in the middle of Charlotte's lap. I know, honey. It's like divorce can be a struggling thing. And so that's what wound up happening. Daniel decides to get a job at a television station. I think it's a public access station. And the guy is like, you ship films from A to B. So after you ship it, jerk ass. So Miranda at the workplace, she sees Stuart Dunmire, who's played by Pierce Brosnan, and taking over. They try to rekindle their friendship, and that same Saturday, Daniel and the children are eating, and they're having Chinese food, and the thing is, the divorce is still a little hurting the children as well. Come on, you're my goddamn kids too. Even the little one says, we're his goddamn kids too. Kids say a lot of things. So, but he also asked me court liaison, which he says, which is probably one of the funniest scenes in cinema history. It's like, he says, do you do voices? Then I do voices. Yes! Because I would be made mistake. Well, happy to be an American. Don't ask for a green card. I want you in the worst way. Well, this is certainly a rough meeting, and it's going very well for me, I'll tell you that. Hey, boss, let's give it a chance. She's will loosen up any moment. There is no sanity clause. Okay, look at me right now, buddy. I want your underage drawings and get to know you. Crazy to me. Car sales deal for you. Nancy and I. Oh, there it is. Bitch, go try to tear down this wall. Hey, is it? Yes, I'm sitting on a gold night. Don't make me smack you. Don't make me smack you, sweetheart. Alright, I'll do it. Do it. All the gin joints in the world, she has to be in that one. I do a great impersonation of a hot dog. Okay, that's far too soon. Far too soon. I think saying that now, it's just far too soon. But yeah, that was a good scene in Mrs. Doubtfire. But so as Miranda's trying to get the kids ready to do some errands, Daniel decides to switch the numbers around, which is his house and his workforce, and then he's pretending to be a rock groupie or singer. It's like, yeah, I used to be in this band called Severe Tire Damage. Do your kids need a little bit of self-discipline? Eat. And then he's like, the boy. No, I do not work with the boys because I used to be one. They're like, Dad, you're hey, get back in your cage. Hey, tell them I'll get the hose. Hello. Or when he's like the Spanish babe. I am Job. I am Job. It's like, okay, that's it. I decided I will be a great babysitter, house sitter. It'll be good, nutritious food on empty tummies. Oh, what's your name? Doubtfire, my dear. You've what you hear, Doubtfire. He got from newspapers, and so then Daniel asks Frank, "Oh, regular war," and then he's trying to be the Spanish. Oh, it's like being in the Bay of Pigs. Oh, do you think this will frighten them much? And then he goes to the Jewish one. Oh, I don't want to. I don't like being in eating. So that food's not kosher. I don't know. And this matchmaker, make me a match until he becomes Barbara Streisand. I'm Barbara Streisand. Oh no, this isn't working. So, with the montage of Luck Be a Lady, they decide to go with the British nanny look, which should have been the thing in the first place. And Daniel finally, as Mrs. Doubtfire, meets up with Miranda. It's like, hello, I am Doubtfire. I'm the new babysitter, house sitter. I will make sure everything is in place. And, oh, everything is looking well. And Daniel / Mrs. Doubtfire gets hired right there and then. Now, I'm going to have to tell you something. I recommend this movie. I really, really do. So if you haven't watched the movie yet, it's time for you to pause this video and watch the movie because there's going to be some spoilers after this. So I hope you like it. Click, subscribe, ring the bell. And yeah. So Daniel as Mrs. Doubtfire is on his way home on the bus, and it's like the social worker comes in. It's like, oh, we're supposed to meet tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. Did my brother tell you? And so, oh, why didn't you say so? It's like all these references while the two boys are spying on it. It's like, look, it's San Francisco. What would you expect? Oh, no, run! Oh, shit, my face! It's a funny scene. And so Daniel's trying to retrieve his mask, and it's like, so he's use the cake and plop it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. And so as Mrs. Doubtfire is giving the liaison, the social worker, some tea with some there's your cream as well as your sugar. As your sugar, So the next day, Daniel's like sees his brother Frank again. It's like, I had an accident. Now be careful this one. She's an old lady. Thanks. Why was I not an only child? Yeah, but so his first day being in that concept of being a Mrs. Doubtfire, it's deciding to watch as he sees Mrs. Doubtfire. It's like, Okay, time for homework time. Business before pleasure. But it's like, Lydia's like, yeah, but can we do that after the Dick Van Dyke show or the Bleep Van Bleep show? Because they're watching the Bleep Van Bleep show or Dick Van Dyke show. So, yeah. So, now, Lydia was being difficult, so, okay, are we going to do more Banyan later or are we going to do more homework? Are we going to do your homework? Anything but this. So, the children are upstairs doing their homework while Mrs. Doubtfire is trying to make dinner. And my first day is alone and I'm already in hot flashes. So he orders some food, which was like a shrimp and artichoke. It's one of those kind of dinners, like it's basically I don't know, but so what winds up happening is so after that, Lydia apologizes to Mrs. Doubtfire. It's like, don't get back in the house. And then he gets back on the bus, and the bus driver's like, sees the hairy leg to Mrs. Doubtfire. I like that Mediterranean look. It's very natural. Well, that's the way God made me. Yeah. Once he made me, he broke the mold. For some apparent reason, like many Robin Williams films actually do feature something about God. Robin Williams was a God-fearing guy. He really was. If you watch his films, you could tell in some ways. Without being into like Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron, if you're watching this, you could learn a lot from Robin Williams. You really could. Especially with acting. So anyway, we go to a montage where Mrs. Doubtfire is playing soccer, reading stories to the child. To let's see, I'm trying to find out. The youngest one, but and he's playing soccer, making lobsters. I'm not a cook. I'm not a cook. Suck it to me. So, and then you see Stewart like gets the bird, but alongside with also the lucky lady. No, I know it's dude looks like a lady, but it's like I like to say called do the lucky lady. Wait, Nate, not John's bringing in saying I want to sign in now. Well, so one night as Stewart and Miranda decide to go out on a drinking date, they just talk about business as well as have something to drink. Mrs. Doubtfire takes care of the kids for most of the night. So as he's tutoring Lydia, Mrs. Doubtfire, Daniel, he's like, uh-oh, nature calls. Chris enters the bathroom and it's like, oh God. Mrs. Doubtfire! He's a she! She's a he! He's half man, half woman! It's called cops! It's like, and Lydia and Chris is like, we know who you are. I'm not who you think I am. And then Chris is like, no shit, Sherlock. Watch your language, mister. And both Lydia and Chris realize it's our dad. Really? And they keep it a secret because if Miranda would have known, then they would have called the cops. Because, And the youngest one is. I'm trying to find out who. See, yeah, Stuart Susan. Give me a minute or two. Oh yeah, Natalie. But they say if you turn Natalie, she'll pull the cover off. So they keep the secret. Next day, Daniel sees at his other job, he's seeing how boring, like, and this is the dinosaur. Roar! Which one's a dinosaur? I don't know, they're all extinct. It's like, yeah, well, looks like I'm going to be not working with you guys anymore. Yeah, well, I'm just, because the head of the guy, Mr. Lundy, is deciding to pull the show off because it's, like, lagging in the ratings. This is the dinosaur. Roar, roar. It's like, even put Daniel to sleep when he was a child. Even 25 years before. So, of course, this is probably kind of a PBS affiliate kind of thing. So, but yeah. So, let's see here. This is a funny movie, it really is. But Mr. Lundy decides to have a dinner meeting with him to talk about the future. And then when he comes, like when Mrs. Doubtfire comes back, Daniel is Mrs. Doubtfire, he talked about, so why did the marriage fail? And then Miranda was like, you're just getting more separate. And what have you. So the next day, the Hilliards go to the public pool and they meet Stuart Dunmire. Mrs. Doubtfire is very hesitant to go to the pool, so she drinks a lot of beer. It's like, sorry. And Mrs. Doubtfire does that too. So, you want another one? Yes, keep them coming. And Stuart kind of badmouths Daniel's like, their fathers are also a loser. Why would he around that just as better? And so Mrs. Doubtfire throws a line. And it's like, oh, you didn't tip him, didn't you? You forgot to tip him. Oh, he ran away. It was a fruit. He didn't run. Loser. And he's just saying to Clumping Crosby, what are you looking at? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like. But, yeah. So, he didn't like that. But, that same time, around the week, Daniel's playing with the dinosaurs. I eat wood. I eat wood. No meat. I eat wood. It's like, and Lundy was loving it. And he says, let's have a dinner date this Friday at 7 at Bridges. And it's like, wow. But at the same time, Miranda is saying, oh, it's going to be my birthday. And me, Stuart, and the children are going to be there, and we want you to be there. I don't think you can be there. And wear a better dress. Right? You just write my opinions, so you didn't take them. But, yeah. So I was like, uh-oh. What do I do? Well, the secretary says, don't cancel. Please. This is a big opportunity. All right, fine. So, Daniel has to play two roles now. First off, he's Mrs. Doubtfire. He's like, let's go for the smoking section. All right. Yeah, definitely 90s film. They still had smoking sections. And Miranda, so Hilliards and Stuart are in the smoking section, while the Mr. Lundy's at the non-smoking section. It's like, so he's saying, Mrs. Doubtfire calls the restaurant, Bridges, like, tell them that I'm going to be a little bit late here, so he's one time, point he's with the Hilliards, and then he returns. It's like,
oh, I need my medicine. I have suppositories.
so he switches. So from Mrs. Doubtfire to Daniel, and Daniel gets to talk to Lundy as they share some Chivas Regals, which is a scotch. So you're a scotch drinker. And he goes back to the restrooms, like, switches again. He's in the ladies' room, and like the lady's like, huh, why is there a guy in there? San Francisco, 1990s. But yeah. So Lundy and Daniel decides to have a show, and Lundy's like, "Are you wearing lipstick?" And like at the Hilliard's table, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire loses her teeth, and it's like, I don't know. And since like from one table to another, is this a trope or something? It probably is. But Lundy is like, why are you dressed like a woman?
I want to tell you about a new show. This is doubtfire.
Surprise! Man, woman thing. Like, some guy I kind of know had a family. He's like, and this is the same people like, it was like the Conehead thing. Pop, 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 boop, 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 boop. Yeah. So,
I'm your Virginia Doubtfire. My show, I hip hop, bebop, dance to the drop, and yo yo yo, make a mean cup of cocoa.
and then the Hilliards decide to have their dinner. One thing that Stewart says that Daniel, Mrs. Doubtfire over here, is like,
Oh, don't make mine. I don't want hot peppers on cayenne wine. I'm allergic to cayenne.
And but when Mrs. Doubtfire is like, hot jambalaya!
Jambalaya.
So once Mrs. Doubtfire saw that Stewart was choking, it's like,
oh dear, I think I went too far.
help is on the way! And so as Mrs. Doubtfire is giving Stewart the Heimlich maneuver, the whole tire! Ah! Don't touch me! I can't believe. Yeah, Miranda was super pissed. And Daniel apologizes to Stewart. I'm sorry about the whole thing. And he laments, like, all right, what are you looking at? Show's over. So, yeah, even Natalie found out. So, yeah, they went too far, and so there's a new court case, and Daniel still wants to be. It's like, but it's like I can't have that. It's like I can't have that. But now he has to be on watch for a year because of his deviant scenario. And at home, at the Hilliards, they're trying to get a new house sitter. It's like, and then they like get this battle. Like, I don't do anything. I'm just here to just watch the house. I just don't do anything except watch TV, but that's it. No. And whole family's lamenting on Mrs. Doubtfire not being there, and all of a sudden, like,
hello everyone. This is my show, the Mrs. Doubtfire show.
Hey, and I'm a chip. Yep.
Oh, look, it's Mr. Kovacs.
I don't think they got it from the Ernie Cohen's. Like,
Hello there, I'm Ernie Kovacs. Greetings by Robert. Yeah, that's how I know about the whole Kovacs thing, because of the hula hand. But yeah, still, Miranda decides to go to the place where Daniel's working at now, and everyone, and the family does miss her. And Daniel says, "Oh, why don't you try? I can handle kids." But even beforehand, but you see Daniel and Miranda Hilliard at, "Oh, what are you trying to do? Ruin my life again?" And it's still like there's too much pain in that relationship. So it's like Hilliard versus Hilliard. Now, in some ways, but Daniel and Miranda Hilliard were actually, after the show, Mrs. Doubtfire show, but it was like Mrs. Doubtfire kind of helped the family. And so the next day, the Hilliards, Miranda says, "Oh, come on, they're surprised." Like they're surprised, and Daniel is out waiting for outside for the children. Like, "Okay, go get your homework and stuff." And every afternoon now, Daniel gets to take care of the children because Miranda knew that Daniel loves them. And by the way, it's not your fault that they your family divorces. It's sometimes it happens. And sometimes people live with foster children, foster parents, step parents, a mom, a dad, an aunt, an uncle, a grandma, a grandpa. And you see the hill Daniel drive away to his place for the afternoon. And again, it's a great movie. I recommend it. It's almost like, yeah, I'm surprised that they did not get Dustin Hoffman to do this movie. I wonder if he was like the first choice because, he dressed in drag in Tootsie. He faced a divorced couple in Kramer versus Kramer. Maybe it was like too much. But I will say that this movie is for Robin Williams because Dustin Hoffman would never do something like that. So, like the voices of like things like, well, I do voice that. I definitely do voice that. I always do on my Saturday, never on Monday. Definitely not on Monday. I'm a good driver. I'm a good driver. Farted. The 15 minutes of Wapner. So yeah, that would not have worked out. So yeah, I kind of wish Mark would have been up. He would have. It would have been great on this, but well, whatever. C'est la vie. C'est la vie, mon chéri. And this leads us to next week's episode. Well, since we have more voices, I mean, since a certain, look, Earth Angel was supposed to be like 100, but he's doing, wow, from Haven. Who's this Steve Chopper forgot? Yeah, Happy Cosmos 100. Hope you're liking Dietrich Bonhoeffer right now. And now we are going to do the sermon, and I'm waiting for Jim Baker as well as Joel Osteen and Kirk Cameron. Yeah. So the movie is going to be Elmer Gantry, starring Burt Lancaster and Shirley Jones, David Cassidy's godmother. Not grandfather, grandmother. But, well, that's it for our episode. I'm Paul Mr. Cleveland Moore, living in the city of Cleveland, in the state of Cleveland, in the United States of Cleveland.
Good night. Come on, and then